Hello and welcome to today's webinar on volunteering and making community connections. My name is Nawara and I'm the bilingual coordinator for Orientation to Ontario and International Student Connect programs at COSTI. I'll be guiding you through this webinar today. We will be covering the following topics about volunteering: why volunteer, where do you begin, community connections and pathways to employment, useful websites, and finally, available resources. So let's begin. About volunteering. Volunteering is a way for you to learn new skills, continue to develop your existing skills, practice English, and meet people. It allows you to build networks, gain Canadian experience, and learn more about the work environment in your community. When you volunteer, you do work without pay for the benefit of both others and yourself. There are lots of different ways to volunteer, and essentially, it's about finding something that you are interested in and really motivated to do. Volunteering in a Canadian environment is giving your time without pay for a good cause. It is normal to volunteer with various nonprofit organizations. Why volunteer? As a newcomer to Canada, volunteering will provide you with many practical benefits when you are adjusting to your new surroundings. As you volunteer with these organizations, you will be benefiting from the time that you give to them, the experience and talents and skills that you bring along with yourself. So you will gain many benefits when adjusting to your new home. You may find it easier to make friends. Your task of preparing for school or work will be easier. You will have an easier time learning the transportation system, impart your knowledge with others, be open to learning new things, people, and environments. So there are two types of volunteering. There's formal volunteering and informal. So for the formal volunteering, it happens at a nonprofit organization. You would apply for it you would apply for a job. You train for the role, so you do receive training, and you also get a record of the hours that you have completed, and or you can also receive a reference. In compared to the informal volunteering, that one happens as a part of a group or community members. There's no formal application or training process that happens. It also allows you to volunteer quickly and easily. So let's talk about the benefits of volunteering. So there are some benefits that are to you, and there are some benefits for your community. So let's have a look at them. So the benefits of volunteering to you are that you develop new skills, you get to participate in training opportunities, meet new people and make new friends, find out about community services, gain practical knowledge of Canadian workplaces, add Canadian experience to your resume, improve your English or French, increase your understanding of Canadian culture, and feel good about the difference. The benefits of volunteering for your new community are your community can benefit from your talents, your skills, and perspectives. You can improve the lives of your neighbors and community members. You can improve the environment in which you live. You can share your experiences and culture with those around you. You can address community issues or needs. You can also join neighbors in creating a more inclusive community through engagement and participation. So these are some frequently asked questions. So let's look at them. Can I volunteer if I don't have Canadian references? Yes, you can. Do I need a work permit? No, you don't need a work permit to go ahead and volunteer. Can I volunteer if I'm still learning English? Yes, you can volunteer if you're still attending English classes. Does volunteering lead to a job? Not necessarily, but usually a reference. So yes, so if you're volunteering at a certain organization, it won't mean that at the end of it, you will get a job at that organization, but you will create a network of people. So you will get contacts and you'll get references. And maybe, hey, we don't know, but one day you might be working at that organization. Let's look at some examples of volunteering activities. So you could be providing translation services to a newcomer attending a settlement workshop, providing services at a local food bank through a nonprofit organization, provide settlement support to newcomer families, coaching a basketball league team, provide administrative support to a nonprofit organization, participating on a committee working to build awareness to cultural diversity. According to Volunteer Canada, more than half of Canada's 161,000 nonprofit and charitable organizations have no paid staff and rely solely on volunteers. There are 12.7 million volunteers who contributes close to 2 billion volunteer hours annually. Volunteers help improve quality of life for others and allows you to gain valuable experiences and develop new skills. As well, studies show that involved Canadians enjoy an improved overall health. It's important to remember that feeling confused is normal. You'll have many questions, especially if this concept is foreign to you. So, in this section, we will try to address a few of the most common questions. What if I'm on a fixed income? How will I know where to find volunteer opportunities when I'm new to the country? And what if I have a language barrier? So, let's go ahead. Out of pocket expenses. As a volunteer, you could incur out of pocket expenses. For example, you may need to purchase bus tickets to get to an organization, or you may need to purchase a meal while you are at the location. Many organizations will reimburse you for travel and food. The best thing to do is address these concerns directly with the organization. If you have a part time job while you volunteer, it is wise to let the volunteer organization know your availability. This way, you will not miss out on your paid employment while you are volunteering. Volunteering organizations understand that paid work is a priority. Ask for a volunteering schedule that will not interfere with your work. Volunteering can lead to new skills, training, and could even serve as a stepping stone to an improved financial situation in the case of international students. Volunteering could help you get a job in the NOC code you require to complete your permanent resident application. I'm new. I haven't settled. Volunteering can be an excellent way to engage in a community and get settled into a new location. Volunteering can help you gain practical knowledge of your surroundings, whether it's learning about what community services are available to newcomers, or where the best fruit market is located, or where the libraries are located. A lot can be gained by being active in your community. Making new friends in your community through volunteering is also a great way to get settled. Language barrier. Organizations may have a range of opportunities in which advanced language skills in English or French is not necessary. Volunteering can be an excellent way to practice a second or even a third language. Some organizations may not require strong language skills. You may be able to practice whether English or French and increase your proficiency. You may even learn a new language. I am not sure where to volunteer. There are over 200 volunteer centers across Canada that you can contact to find a volunteer opportunity that is right for you. You can visit Volunteer Canada's Volunteer Center map to find a center in your community. Depending on the city you live, there are local chapters that will help you find a volunteer placement. For example, in the city of Toronto, there is Volunteer Toronto. Each city has its own supports. You can also check out online opportunities at www.getvolunteering.ca. Where do you begin? Before your volunteer service. Volunteering is a serious responsibility, and you should understand before you begin the process that you may be privy to confidential information, which should be respected at all cost. So some of the questions to ask yourself are, what am I good at? What are my strengths? What skills, qualifications, or talents do I have? What do I care about the most? What matters to me the most? What would make the community better? How can I make my community in a better place? What kind of experiences am I looking for? So let's talk about the Canadian Volunteer Centre Network. Volunteer Canada works in partnership with the Canadian Volunteer Centre Network, which includes local volunteer centers and provincial associations of volunteer centers to strengthen volunteering and citizen engagement. The Canadian Volunteer Centre Network strengthens volunteer centers individually and collectively to better promote volunteering, provide leadership on volunteer engagement, and make connections in their own communities across Canada. Establishing a common voice and building a cohesive knowledge base strengthens volunteering and increases the impact of volunteer centers locally, provincially, and nationally. This website takes you to a list of all the centers in Ontario, so you can go ahead and visit www.volunteer.ca. It is important to learn about the organization before you go ahead and volunteer for them. So there are a series of information that you need to research on and to ask yourself. So let's visit some of the information that's important to know before you go ahead and start volunteering. So does the organization have a volunteer assignment that describes the volunteer role and responsibilities? Is a police records check required? What kind of scheduling options are available? What kind of time commitment is essential? And if we talk about orientation and training, how will I get the information that I need about the organization? Who will give me the instructions for the task I'll be doing? Who do I go to for direction, help, and support? If we talk about safety and rules, how does the organization manage safety concerns? And what about evaluations? How will I know if things are going well? How can I share my ideas to improve the program? And it's important to think about diversity and inclusivity. Is this a welcoming organization? And do they have policies to make sure diverse cultures are respected? Commitment and professionalism. Punctual and committed. Once your volunteering is underway, it is important to arrive on time and remain committed to the schedule that you have agreed to. Organizations are depending on you. It's important to remain professional. Share your skills and background where possible, as it will only help improve the tasks in which you engage. Respect confidentiality and organizational rules. You should have a willingness to learn. Be ready to learn new things through training. And when you are unsure, don't be afraid to ask your supervisor questions. Community connections and pathways to employment. Making community connections. Many newcomers quickly recognize that volunteering is an integral part of Canadian culture and a really great way to learn more about that culture too. For the recent immigrants who volunteer, there is a great opportunity to gain Canadian experience, expand their network, and learn to work with diverse groups. Volunteers are also placed on mailing lists where they receive community news and job postings, which is particularly helpful for new Canadians who are looking to connect with their neighbors or hoping to enter the Canadian labor market. Newcomer volunteers can even meet with staff members who assist them with resume writing and interview techniques and provide references for job applications. This can be a major confidence boost to newcomers looking for work, and we have seen many volunteers eventually getting hired based on their skills, knowledge, and the experience they gained from volunteering. Volunteering as a pathway to employment. Acquiring skills or knowledge as a volunteer and then putting them to use may demonstrate higher levels of capacity, potentially making the volunteer more attractive to and productive for employers. Volunteering shows you're staying engaged in the work world and learning new skills. Employers often prefer to interview people who are employed in some capacity. Listing a volunteer position on your resume under current employment means the hiring manager will not think you are jobless. Depending on the way you craft your resume, you may not be required to list the job as unpaid. Of course, if you're asked, never lie. A volunteer position can help you stay up to speed in a given field and make you a more compelling candidate to employers in that field. You make new contacts. Many jobs are obtained through someone you know. That's why any chance to expand your network is a plus. Joining a nonprofit board can provide a chance to socialize with influential people in your community. A definite benefit of board service is that the people you serve with can introduce you to many people you wouldn't otherwise meet. So meeting new contacts is often easier through volunteer service. A lot of jobs are obtained through someone that you know. People you work with will often introduce you to people you wouldn't otherwise meet. People you work with can provide you with Canadian professional references. Online networking has become the new normal. If you do not already have a LinkedIn profile, you should create one. You should improve your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn, as the online business networking site, has become a key way to find a job or to be found for one. Adding a volunteer position to your LinkedIn profile provides two advantages. It allows you to link to and thereby connect with anyone affiliated with the organization or in a similar field. You can then introduce yourself to these potential employers and offer your services. Putting your volunteer work in your LinkedIn profile also makes your profile appear more robust, that can impress a hiring manager enough to want to meet you in person for an interview. Finding a job in a new country can be a frightening prospect. If you've never worked, you may not have the self confidence required to enter the job market. Your self confidence will grow. It's easy to shrink your sense of self if you haven't worked lately or ever. Volunteering to help others that are less fortunate is always a self esteem boost to your self esteem. Volunteering provides you with a confidence that you can be successful again. So let's go through the summary. So about 8 in 10 Canadians volunteered their time in 2018. Volunteers' annual volunteering time commitments equaled more than 2.5 million full-time jobs in 2018. Older Canadians are less likely to volunteer but contribute more hours. Millennials and baby boomer women had higher rates of volunteering than men within the same generations. Event organization and fundraising, most common types of formal volunteering. Here are some useful websites that you can visit to get more information about volunteering and to find volunteering opportunities near you. So to volunteer in Canada, you can visit volunteer.ca. There's also a page for volunteering in Ontario. And also you can visit Volunteer in Toronto if you live in Toronto. I want to share some online resources that we have from our International Student Connect program. In order to access the resources, you can go ahead and visit our website, internationalstudentconnect.org, or you can use your phone to scan the QR code to access those resources on your phone. So on the website, we have a handbook for the international students and their accompanying family members in English and in French that covers various settlement topics. We also have on-demand webinars on various topics and other ones like this one. You can go ahead and watch these webinars every day, 24/7, at any time that's convenient for you. We also have International Student Guide available there. You can also create a customized transition plan for you to set up a checklist for yourself or keep track of the tasks that you still have left to do towards your settlement in the new community. And we also have various fact sheets on many settlement topics as well. On our websites, we also have a chatbot where you can go ahead and chat with the chatbot to get information about Ontario and about your new community, to get our orientation information. You can have the chat on our website, or you can also have the chat on WhatsApp or Telegram. So you do have the QR code. So you can. Another resource that we have is the Arrive On app. It is a mobile application that is bilingual and it is free. It is available on iOS and Android operating systems. So if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or if you have a Google phone, a Samsung phone, you can go ahead and download it from the Google Play Store or from the Apple App Store. This app has many information about settling in Ontario, and you can find information on settlement topics. You can chat with the chatbot on the app. You can also find services near you using the geolocalization services, and many more. You can also enroll for Let's Connect sessions. So you can go ahead on the International Student Connect website to sign up for these group sessions that are offered either in person or online. They're usually offered at your post-secondary institution, so it could be at a college or a university, and it is a settlement worker that is presenting on various settlement topics, and it lasts usually 1 to 2 hours, these sessions. So you can go ahead on the website at internationalstudentconnect.org and attend the Let's Connect sessions. And you also have the option to have one-on-one sessions with these facilitators. So you can connect with them at a later time to ask any questions that you have privately, whether it's via telephone or via email or meeting with them at a meeting conference platform, or after the group session, you can also ask them those questions. We talked about the transition plan earlier, so we wanted to get into more details about the transition plan, which is a tool that helps you keep track of these tasks and set schedules and deadlines using the IC resources and checklists that are available on the IC website. You can identify all the things you need to do and add them to your own personalized plan. You may need to plan and set goals for a short-term stay, a full program, or even a transition to permanent residency after graduation. Whether you need to arrange for a healthcare provider or get a social insurance number, apply for a bursary, or make arrangements for summer housing, the transition plan can help you stay on track. If you're planning on making Canada your home after graduation, the transition plan is the perfect tool to help you plan for your application. For example, the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program has several requirements and steps, such as having enough funds in the bank to cover the fee when your application is processed and meeting employment requirements. Your personalized transition plan will send you reminders and keep track of your application. So when you go on the IC website, you'll have the opportunity to create an account and create your own personalized transition plan. Wanted to also talk about the OTO program that we have at COSTI, which is an Orientation to Ontario or L'Ontario c'est chez moi. It's a bilingual program that is funded by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada and the Government of Ontario. This program has been designed to expedite and facilitate the settlement of newcomers to Ontario and help them make better informed choices. So you can go ahead and visit our website to access all of our resources, and you can also contact us via email or telephone. Throughout the webinar, we have talked about the International Student Connect program. So wanted to get into more details about what this program entails. So International Student Connect, that we also call IEC for short, and it is a bilingual program that was created to provide settlement support to international students and their families to assist them in integrating successfully if they decide to remain in Ontario after they have completed their studies. ISC is a partnership between colleges, universities, and community settlement agencies. This project is being funded by the Government of Ontario. Cost Immigrant Services coordinates this program across Ontario. So you can visit our website, internationalstudentconnect.org, to access our resources and other webinars like this one. And you can also contact us via email or by telephone. Cost Immigrant Services is a community-based multicultural agency with 18 locations in Toronto, the region of Peel and York region. COSTI provides services in more than 60 languages. Last year, over 40,000 individuals, newcomers, and refugees received assistance in the Greater Toronto Area. COSTI manages the O2O and IC programs across Ontario. You can visit our website at www.costi.org to see all the programs and services that are being offered by COSTI. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. Visit our website to access more webinars like this one. Thank you so much and have a great day.